something doesn't float your boat, when someone goes that extra mile, if your teacher's a bit old school, or if it's a no-brainer. What do these idiomatic expressions mean? Yes, it's another idioms lesson, but with a bit of a different twist. Today we are looking at idiomatic expressions that are more modern. Many of the idioms that we regularly teach you have a lot of history and cultural connection, but the truth is idioms are being created, imagined every day, whether it's through television, culture, or even the internet. You'll find new idiomatic expressions popping up all over the place. In today's lesson, I'm going to share 19 idiomatic expressions, modern, more recent idioms with you, and I would like you to see if you can think of one that you have heard of to make it to a nice round 20. Now, before we get started, don't forget you can of course follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. And if you would like to study some of these idioms in the UK this summer, if you'd like to get a bit of free advice and support when it comes to booking courses in the UK, then do check out www.elcuk.co.uk. Before you say, oh, it's a sponsored shout out, it's not, because elcuk.co.uk is us, English Language Consultancy. We can provide you with free support and advice on the type of course you want to study, where you want to study it, and even help with getting your visas. Now, it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. Not an idiom I'm talking about today, but in the UK, if you're looking to study at a reputable, meaning a good, well-known school, you're looking at spending around £170 a week and upwards on your tuition fees. For accommodation with a host family to help improve your English, you're looking at around about £115 and upwards for half board. That means you get breakfast and dinner during the week and all your meals at the weekend. So if you'd like to learn more and you want some support finding the right course for you, then click the link in the description box below and contact us there. Tell us when and where you would like to study and we'll help you find the perfect course. Now, idioms. Let's get on with the lesson. 20, the 20th being up to you, modern idiomatic expressions that you can use daily that you really should know. And they're really quite fun. If I refer to Taylor Swift as being the first lady of pop, what am I referring to her as being? Popular? Good? Well, essentially the best. If you refer to someone as being the first lady of, and usually, yes, it would be a woman, the first lady of pop, the first lady of literature, the first lady of teaching English. Who would that be? Would it be us? Would it be Lucy? You're referring to the person being an expert or the best in their field. Now this idiom obviously is referring to the First Lady of the White House. So we've taken the title of First Lady and we've used it in a different context here. It's now taken on a new, more modern idiomatic meaning. So come on, who is the First Lady of YouTube English teaching? I don't know. For me, Vanessa? Emma? You do have to love Lucy. Number 2, if someone or something has fallen off the radar, essentially they have been forgotten. They've kind of not been a priority. Often you'll hear this expression in the news. So perhaps some of you might think that coronavirus has really fallen off the radar recently, especially with all the news that's been going on, especially with all the things that have been going on more recently in the news. You could even use this when you're talking about a friend, a colleague, someone who you haven't had contact with for a little while. You haven't heard from them. Oh, Sally, I used to be such good friends with her at school, but she's really fallen off the radar lately. Have you heard from her? So comment below and let me know what you think has fallen off the radar in the news or that's maybe been a little bit forgotten. Now, if someone at work or even a friend goes the extra mile to do something for you, to help you, to support you, then they are doing more than is expected of them. They're doing a lot, basically, to help you in some way. For example, she went the extra mile and printed the report for me, leaving it on my desk. She just needed to send me an email, but it was nice to get a hard copy. So it's usually a very positive thing if someone says you have gone the extra mile. They're appreciating what you've done and the effort that you have put into doing something. When was the last time you went the extra mile for a friend? What did you do? How did you help them? Comment below and let me know. If you say that something does exactly what it says on the tin, this is really an expression that I think is referring to an advertising campaign. So you're saying that it does and performs in exactly the way that it claims to. Love English with Leila and Sabrah does exactly what it says on the tin. Makes you fall in love with English. If something is like nailing jelly to the wall, then it's going to be very difficult to describe, to explain. I mean, have you ever tried to nail jelly to a wall? Jelly is essentially a kind of dessert made from gelatin, and I quite like it, but there's no way that you could attach it to anything because it's jelly. It's essentially a liquid of sorts. Following an IKEA instruction manual is like nailing jelly to the wall. Have you tried it? But getting any sense out of her is like nailing jelly to the wall. But getting any sense out of her is like nailing jelly to a wall. I was trying to understand exactly what the problem was. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. A simple expression, but essentially it is an idiom because cool is actually a temperature. In this context, we are using it to say you're okay, you're happy with whatever suggestion someone has made. Going to the cinema tonight? Yeah, I'm cool with that. A great expression, and often one that you'll come across, particularly I think in American programs. Whatever floats your boat, or that doesn't really float my boat. This is a great expression when you're trying to say that you're not particularly interested in something. For example, horse riding doesn't really float my boat. It's not something I'm particularly interested in. So basically, I don't agree with what you like or you are interested in. Kind of like I'm not keen on. So it's a nice expression to say, yeah, skiing doesn't really float my boat. I'm not really interested in going, but thanks for asking. Big time. Big time. If something is big time, then essentially you're saying extremely. He messed up the relationship big time. He cheated on her. How could he? I am fed up with him big time. I asked him to do some cleaning and he's done nothing. So, big time. It's a really simple and effective way to say extremely. Right, if something is old school, it's essentially a great idiomatic expression to say something is more retro, more traditional, basically from a long time ago. So for example, those Nokia phones are so old school, you really need to get a new one. Her teaching methods were really old school. I was falling asleep in class. Ugh. Number 11, a great expression that you will hear a lot, particularly in American sitcoms or television programs, movies even, is no-brainer. No-brainer. Meaning you really don't have to think about it because it's an easy decision to make. She invited her for a free holiday. Well, no-brainer. Of course she said yes. Right, it's time to face the music. You cheated in the exam and now you are going to have to resit it with it being capped at 40%. So, to face the music is to confront the consequences of your actions. Usually, well, always a bad decision that you've made or something you've done. So in this case, an exam. If you've cheated in an exam, you would have to face the music and resit it. Or even worse, be expelled from school or university. So to face the music is to confront the consequences of your actions. Right, okay, let's see how many of you know what the idiom is from this action. Okay, to drop the mic. You see the action to represent the idiom very often, but some of you might not know what it is referring to. Well, when there are rap battles, you will, and I can't believe I'm talking about this because I have no interest in rap music, I'm not remotely that cool, but essentially if you drop the mic afterwards, after you've rapped, You're saying, yeah, I've done it, I'm the best, you're not going to beat me. Now, when in this case we use drop the mic in normal day-to-day English that we now do, we're basically saying we've done something really impressive, that we think we've done a brilliant job with something or made a great decision. What a goal! He really dropped the mic. I have to say that expression I'm not particularly comfortable using. It's not one that I would use often. So comment in the description box and try and share some maybe better examples with me for that expression. Yeah, to drop the mic. I love it. I think it's a great expression, but maybe I need to use it a little bit more. Could I say, wow, Sabrah really dropped the mic with that YouTube lesson. It was great. Okay, so kind of similarly, when someone's doing a really great job, when they're doing something really, really well, actually, I had an interview once and the interviewer said that I crushed it. Then essentially you've done a brilliant job. You're doing great in whatever you are doing. You can also use it in the continuous form. So you are crushing it at work at the moment. How many sales did you get last week? Amazing. So to be doing a great job, to be crushing it or to crush it. Right, instead of saying hang on or wait, you could say sit tight. Sit tight, I will be with you in just a second. Sit tight is essentially just wait, please. It's a nice idiomatic expression. It suggests that you won't be waiting very long and that you just need to have a little bit more patience. So sit tight. We have got lots more lessons on Love English coming very soon, particularly when it comes to phrasal verbs and grammar. Okay. Ever done that? Probably not. But it illustrates the next idiomatic expression, to shake it off. To shake it off. In fact, this is potentially a phrasal verb, really. If you shake something off, you are trying to get rid of, to rid yourself of any negative energy or emotions. So if you tell someone, look, just shake it off, the next interview that you go to will be great. Don't worry. One bad interview doesn't mean that you won't get another job. So shake it off. So to get rid of bad feelings or negative emotions. She couldn't shake off feeling scared after walking home. She really felt like someone was following her. Okay, if at the end of the week you have got energy, you are fed up with going to work every day and you want to do something fun, you might say, oh, I really need to blow off some steam. To blow off some steam is referring to getting rid of negative emotions, or simply if you've got a lot of energy. Come on, let's go out clubbing tonight, guys. I really need to blow off some steam. Number 18, crunch time. Crunch time. Now, if it's crunch time, then you're saying you have reached a critical point, a critical moment when action needs to be taken. So you've got your presentation tomorrow. It really is crunch time. Have you prepared enough? Do you need to practice a bit more? Crunch time. Number 19, shape up. This is a great expression. It's actually, of course, a phrasal verb, but don't forget phrasal verbs are idiomatic in their meaning. To shape up, or if you're saying things are really shaping up, then you're talking about improvement, to become better. Wow, things are really shaping up at work since the new management took over. Can you believe sales figures? It's fantastic. If the weather just shaped up, we'd be able to go to the beach and get out of the house. I am so tired of being at home. And there we have it, 19 idiomatic expressions with a few phrasal verbs in there. But 19 idioms that you can use daily, that are commonly used and that are more modern in their creation. So don't forget, I want you to add number 20. Can you add an idiomatic expression that you have heard coined, created more recently, perhaps from television, in the news, social media? Comment below and let me know, and perhaps next time I'll include it in one of my lessons. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you really soon with lots more grammar, idioms, phrasal verbs and pronunciation. It is all here at Love English. Thanks for watching. Bye.